Yarn Report, special edition, breaking news edition. Bobby Manning here with Nicholas Joso. He's back. The camera's fixed. You're looking sunny and bright over there. The future is not looking that way for the Celtics right now. Jayson Tatum entering the NBA's COVID protocol. No positive test necessarily. That's not what the report said, but he will be out for the next 10 to 14 days.
But if you think about it, every league started this way. The NFL, who I was probably most critical of all the leagues, has ended up just muscling through it and getting through their season. And I don't think suspending the season is the answer. I think they just got to power through it. And you listen, Kevin Durant was. You're going to have marquee players. If the governors didn't want a bubble, the NBA complied with the players and the owners. This is what we have to deal with. The only shame is does it stain, Bobby, the great. They showed such a great path to follow in the bubble. Does this now kind of stain that success level that they had in the summer?
If they have to postpone another season, if they can't get through this, then it certainly does. That's what everyone will remember more than the bubble.
Don't you think they're going to wait until the vaccine and then just start vaccinating? I mean, really, they have to muscle through probably 60 days, 45 days, I would think.
For March 5th is what they have scheduled right now, all very tightly condensed. You know, the Celtics are going to play 7 games over this period that Tatum's.
Well, and that's the implication. But first, let's keep talking COVID for a minute. I explain 1 second. The Celtics have rapid, and because you're doing a story on this. I think you're going to talk to Cedric about it, Maxwell about it, and stuff. But the Celtics have the rapid testing.
Yeah.
They have media in the red zone get tested. Our media is yellow or orange, so we're nowhere near the court. They have the rapid test. So why then do they put them in COVID or health and whatever it's called protocols for 14 days if the test comes back negative?
Well, they also have contact tracing, which is the key to a lot of these situations. They have devices. They have technology that allows them to see, were you in proximity to someone who did test positive for a certain amount of time that would put you at risk? Because we all know about the incubation period. Sometimes a positive doesn't show up for several days.
Right.
And I think that's the hole in the protocol right now. If players are breaking through and exposing other players to it in that time frame. The Celtics right now, we don't know where it stemmed from. But in Philadelphia, where they only have 7 players tonight, Seth Curry
Doc suiting up. I mean, they're going to get the 2 docs, Dr. J and Glenn Doc.
Doc Rivers an hour ago, he doesn't think they should be playing today, but they are.
Well, of course he's going to say that. He has no players. I mean, the down team, and it went on with the NFL. We heard it all season long. The team that's impacted is going to bitch and complain. I mean, that's what it's going to be. But then you look tonight, tomorrow the Celtics play Miami, and what about everybody there who has been in contact with Robert Williams, with Jayson Tatum? They now have they can infect the Heat.
Well, that's the question now. Tatum was in contact with Robert Williams on that road trip. There's no doubt about that. And who knows if that's what they're tracing him to. We don't know if he's positive. But with each passing day, and he tests out yesterday, but does he test out tomorrow? Like, we test the every day, on days. But we know stuff can slip through testing over a certain amount of period of time. And during that time, additional players could be exposed. Referees could be exposed. Coaches, staff members. And this could just spiral out of control.
Operation, security, you name it, all the way up and down. I mean, you're talking about, no, there's not 20,000 people in the arena, but there's a couple hundred. Now, I can tell you outright, the security measures they're not absurd in a bad way, but they're really stringent. I mean, you're wearing a device that tells operations where you are at all times.
Yeah.
So you're in. You're separated, but I guess again, I keep going back to all the other leagues because this happened. What is the difference in the NBA protocols compared to NFL? say. They had no protocols, really. I mean, it seemed that way. I know they did, but, what's the difference?
The key difference between the two leagues is the NFL has what? Upwards of 70 players on their roster, and the NBA on a night where COVID your roster, like the Sixers are now, you're down to 7 players here. In fact, we just did a segment the other day about how Toronto's playing in Tampa. How's that not a competitive disadvantage?
Dude, I mean, I got to tell you, that Toronto thing is a whole other story. But I was talking to Max yesterday, and if an asterisk belonged anywhere in the last 2 seasons, it's this season. The bubble was more difficult.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy. It's crazy that we're still talking about this. I remember talking to you the day after the NBA shut down in March and saying, don't worry, 2 weeks, Bobby, we'll be back. I mean, here we are a year later almost, and I don't want you to laugh at me. Does Danny sign Evan Turner to a 10-day? Does he tell him to get in shape? I mean it.
I don't think they're there yet.